Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Tarastrology. I will be doing your May reading. This reading will be for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. How are you guys doing? Everything's kind of intense right now, huh? I know last month we were feeling very anxious. I know Cancers right now are probably feeling a lot of anxiety due to the fact of that we don't really know what's going to happen. It's the way the world's working, and we like to be secure and feel like we're very emotional. So we're kind of sitting in these emotions quite a bit right now. So let's do like a check-in. How are we doing? Are we taking care of ourselves? Are you guys trying to find a self-care plan? Are we meditating? Are we exercising? Are we getting out for walks? These are the things we really need to ask ourselves, because there are things that we can change, and a big shift that actually really will help benefit everything else would be the shift that there's things out of your control, yes, and I know you like to be in control. But what can we be in control of? So let's just kind of think that over for a little bit. This is a question we'll ask while we read these cards. So we're going to see what's happening, and hopefully we'll have a little bit of insight. I will leave my email below as well, so that if anyone wants a private reading, you can contact me. And for anyone who wants to know what deck I'm using, the deck I'm using is Shadowscape, and it's really, really beautiful, so just recommend it to everyone. I'll leave a link for that below as well if you wanted to purchase it. It's not my deck, by the way, like I didn't create it or anything, I just really like it. So, okay. 9 of Cups. 6 of Swords. The World. Sorry, I don't, I just shuffled it obviously, so I don't know what the cards are, and I'm showing the camera, and I'm like, how do I know what this is? I don't know. So I have to look at it to be able to read it to you. So, alright. 9 of Cups and the 6 of Swords. This one's strange. Well, the 9 of Cups is the wish card, right? So, but here's the other side of the 9 of Cups, and this is what I think it could be about. The 9 of Cups is the wish card. You can really have everything that you want at your fingertips. You actually have that ability right now. With that being said, I kind of feel like some of you have been trying to implement some changes that would kind of shift your energy and alignment to be a more positive one. So I think that you're kind of feeling those effects of that. But what comes with the 9 of Cups as well is this need to overindulge, kind of overeat, drink, use toxins, substances. It could be a little bit of abuse. I don't mean it necessarily some people hear substance abuse, no, it's, I don't even know why I had to use that voice. I'm not even using words right now. But maybe I feel attacked, because I'm a Cancer sun as well. Sorry. But the 9 of Cups, it kind of says that there might be this tendency to overindulge. So with the 6 of Swords coming up with that, 6 of Swords is you need a restful state, right? So it could be that if you've had this tendency to overindulge, you're kind of recognizing, and it could be that you've been feeling it yourself, and now I'm saying it to you, and you're like, all right, yeah, you're right. So you might be taking a break from using some things to really help align your energy a little bit better. It also could mean that you have this ability to have everything, but you're feeling overwhelmed, and you kind of just want to drift away and kind of relax. So you might have been putting in a lot of work towards things, and I think that you're in a period of receiving. I don't think that this should mean that you should stop. If you're putting in the work every day to express your gratitude and really be able to, draw these things into your existence, into your reality. I don't know what word I'm trying to use, but you have this ability to do this, right? But you might feel that, like, you kind of want to slow down. With the Six of Swords, so 6 is a number that relates to harmony, right? And Swords is about kind of, like, communication and intellectual, like, stimulation. So maybe you just kind of feel like you want to take a break from really maybe speaking to somebody. Could, again, just be back to using substances. You just kind of want to take a break from things. This doesn't mean don't put in any work at all, but I think you are able to kind of be a little bit more restful. It's not the Four of Swords where it's kind of like repose, like you're just not up at all. It's like Six of Swords is like you just kind of want to get away. And it could be that you're feeling this way because you're feeling trapped, really. Most of us are feeling trapped. With the World card, though, coming after, this is another positive card, you're really on the brink of a very intense spiritual awakening. Now, remember that the World card is the 21st card of the Zodiac, the 21st card of Tarot, and that comes after the Judgment card. So Judgment is like, every card builds upon each other. So the Judgment card would talk about like you're starting to get onto that spiritual awakening. The World is like you've succeeded, you've got here. Now that you're in this state, you're really starting to see everything a lot more clearly. Your dreams, as I've been saying last month to most of you, and I'm sure you felt it, have been very vivid. And things really are starting to point to something intense. So you might be getting some symbols or signs in your dream of like what path you should really be on, or the things that you should be putting the work in towards right now. And as I'm saying this, I know some of you were like, yeah, but... which tells me that all of these wishes and all of those things, you're getting the benefits from the work that you are putting in. Positive things, guys. The Three of Wands reversed. Ace of Swords. And the Queen of Wands. With the Three of Wands reverse and the Ace of Swords, I feel like you guys are, there's kind of, you're unable to really move forward with something because truth needs to come out about a situation. And the thing is when you get this burst of confidence to have this truthful conversation, or someone brings something to light to you by being truthful with you, that's when this will feel like it's, like that's when it will be able to move forward. The Three of Wands right now is reversed because there's something that needs to come to light. And I think as I'm saying this, you guys probably know what it is. Even if it's regarding like someone else having to come towards you, you kind of have that feeling because, as you know, Cancers are a water sign and we are very intuitive and we kind of know things before they happen a lot of the time. Yeah. You might have even been getting, like as I was saying with the dreams thing, you might have kind of gotten this truth through a dream, like something happened and you were like, wow, that's weird, like I won't forget that though, and then like now something is happening and coming to light and you're like, I kind of dreamt that. That's weird. So I think there's something that you've been unable to move forward because it needs to come to light. You probably already know what it is as I say it again, but for you to be able to move forward with certain opportunities and not kind of feel this like lack of balance, that's going to have to happen. I see that happening halfway through the month. So I don't know if someone's going to reach out to you. I don't know if you're going to reach out to somebody and say it, but something is going to be said that needs to be said, and it's going to really change everything. When this happens, I feel like this Queen of Wands that is coming up is you. I feel like you're coming into a really like positive energy. Queen of Wands is like, they attract everyone. They're very like musical and creative, and they're like a muse to everyone. People are like very attracted to them physically and like emotionally, spiritually. They're able to have whatever they desire and they really aren't questioning themselves. They're very confident at this point and people really are drawn towards that. And also, like, things that they've wanted to start or do, they're really starting to, you know, actually make those things happen. They are a person in power. So I think that halfway through this month, something's going to shift and you're going to be a lot more confident than you were to begin with. This is weird. I'm only saying this is weird because I was like, guys, you've been going through it. Like, it's going to be crazy, but like, no, it's going, like, this is really great so far. Alright, I don't know what this card is because I'm not looking. Temperance in reverse. Sorry. The Sun. 8 of Wands. Alright. So, the Temperance card is typically about trying to balance out energies. So this might be about something that's kind of out of your control. So there's things that still need to be resolved that I don't think you really have a choice in the matter of. So I think there's some things that what's telling me is there's something that you kind of have to just let work itself out. I think you need to focus fully on yourself at this point. And this could be why that Six of Swords is coming up too. It could mean that you're trying to move away from something because like you're letting it come to you more so. This could be a person, this could be a job opportunity. And I'm not even saying that, like, obviously you need to put in work for things to really happen in your life, but I think that there are more things at play underneath that are out of your control. And I think that when you finally realize that, you know, I'm just going to kind of leave it up to fate kind of an idea, the change will still happen. Because, like, the numerology still matters, whether it's upright or reversed for any card. And Temperance being the 14th card means it's a 5 numerology. 5 is all about change. Right? So I think this change is going to happen when you kind of just let things flow the way that they're intended to. That doesn't go for everything in your life or every situation, but at this point in time, I think it's very critical. When you accept that and you allow that to happen, the Sun card happens. And the Sun card is about getting everything you want. The Sun card is very playful. It's childlike. I think you might be, you know, even if we are still quarantined at this time, I think you'll be able to kind of enjoy the weather in a bit, go out for walks. I think you're going to see the brighter sides of things. I think you're going to feel very playful. There might be also with this Sun card, I like read it a lot of times as someone from your past that you've like kind of had a relationship or a friendship with that like meant a lot and really like reminded you of happy times. I think this person could also be showing their way around again. And I also feel that way because with the Eight of Wands is all about communication coming in. And the Eight of Wands to me usually isn't like you run into someone and that's why you communicate. It's like this person, like, they text you, they reach out on social media, like they find a way to come and communicate, but it's like quick and out of nowhere. And that being next to the Sun card, it's like I think there's a positive communication like that's going to happen, and somebody from your past is going to come around, and it's going to be a really like joyful time and situation, but it's going to kind of come out of nowhere. Though, remember what I said about the dreams. Okay. Wheel of Fortune. Holy crap. You guys, I've done the Taurus reading so far, and I've done the Gemini reading so far, and it came out both. So here it is again. Queen of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune. 9 of Swords. And the 2 of Swords in reverse. Interesting. Did we look at the bottom? We didn't. Knight of Cups. Alright. In reverse, too. Okay. So the Wheel of Fortune talks about... Obviously, think about when you're at a casino, right? The Wheel of Fortune. You could play, you could win it all, you could win the lottery, you could lose your money. it's the ups and downs, you know. If things have been going really positively for you, it doesn't mean it's gonna turn around in a way that's so harsh that you're like, oh my god, my world is coming crashing down, because we're starting off so strong with the Nine of Cups. I don't really feel like that's happening, but it might start to slow down. It might not happen as frequently, and you might feel like, oh, well, like I'm losing touch with these things. I'm losing like the manifestation ability that I really was like harnessing in the beginning, maybe because I wasn't putting in that work. And why I'm saying it in this way, that's like, oh my god, why, is because it comes up with the Nine of Swords. So I feel like there's a lot of anxiety about change of some sort, even if positive change is coming in, because the Wheel of Fortune could also mean that great things are coming in, good money, new opportunities, like new relationships. But with the Nine of Swords, it's like you're really worried either that it's not going to be what it seems, or that your world's going to come crashing down. Now, what I need to remind you about the Nine of Swords is the Nine of Swords is all about anxiety, yes, but it's more about making the anxiety worse in your head. So when I see that card, I feel like this is really you making it worse. If you get yourself out of that, like, the worst possible possibility anxiety state, you'll realize that, like, these monsters that you're making up, they're not real. And that's why I say these monsters is like the typical Rider-Waite card has a bunch of monsters. This one's like looking at a bunch of crows. Crows? Yeah. Those are blackbirds. I think it's crows. And it's like, yeah, because I would imagine it's crows, because it's like thinking about like death, like the worst thing. It's not going to be like that. But there is going to be something that's going to change, that's going to bring in a lot of energy, or either like slow up the energy, and it's not going to be anything that's making or breaking you, really. It's just going to be a slow on things. Now, the Two of Swords in reverse is strange, because I feel like there's a blockage in like kind of what you want and what you're thinking. Because I always read the Two of Swords typically as like there's one universal truth, and you think they're different because it's like your head and your heart, but they're really the same, and eventually you find that out. But it's like, when it's in reverse, I feel like it's more so with this, there's like a blockage in that. Like, you can't really tell anything at all. Like, you don't know what's right, what's wrong. I think that whatever energy is coming in or person is coming in is really gonna like screw you up. I don't want that to scare you because there's so many positive things, but I think it's gonna screw you up in the way that like you're gonna be like it's not gonna be something you expect. It's something that you might have felt and like kind of hoped for in a way, but at the same time that like now that it really happens, you're like you just can't believe it, and it's throwing you off your course in a way. I think that really, if you get out of that Nine of Swords state, you'll be able to again change that blockages, because anything reverse is really like there's a blockage in the energy. And even this deck really says like not to even read it so much as reverse. Like in the directions it literally says don't read reversals. But I will read it just as there's definitely something that's blocking that knowledge, and I think it's the anxiety. So, because it's really, most of the time it's you, truthfully. So I think if you actually get out of that state, you'll be able to see things clearer, but you might have to step back from it, because when you're in it, you can't really tell. Like, there's no logic. It's all like fight or flight, but if you step back, you're like, oh, okay, that's fine. Take that how you will, but I think you'll understand that at a later date. Knight of Cups in reverse on the bottom. Again, you know, this deck you're not really supposed to read reversal, so I'll read it as like a blockage. There could be an offering that you receive from a water sign, Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio, or it is just that they are a really emotional person, and I feel like they are coming off to you very emotional. What I could say is it might not be what it seems. That's what I feel with this blockage. Maybe they come in really strong and it kind of throws you off, and that could be why, or it could be that something is not allowing it to like fully come to fruition because of maybe what's going on. That I'm not entirely sure, but I will say that the premise of this is there's great things coming in for you. You might need to step back from it to really be able to see it. There's things that you're going to need to just be like, this is out of my control, and really like come to terms with that. But communication's going to come in. It's going to come quick. You might not be able to act on it as much, or it might not be what it seems. You will know with this Two of Swords once you step back from it. So just be mindful, honestly. I would really recommend for many of you to just take up meditating if you're not already doing it, and just focus on how you can be your best self and how you can keep yourself calm. That's how you'll make the most rational decisions. So I hope this was helpful for you guys, and I hope May is a wonderful month for you. Despite the anxiety it's in your head, you'll get over it. So I'll see you guys again next month, and have a wonderful evening and rest of your month. Goodbye.